Hello friends, how are y'all doing? I am right now in the countryside of Iceland. Dan and I have been in a summer house for the last 2 months, the last 2 nights, and it is now 5 o'clock in the morning and I'm wide awake. So I'm gonna go do a little geeking in nature trip, a little walk, and I'm just gonna chat a little bit about what we did so far. So Dan and I came here by ourselves. This was a parent bonding trip, if you will, and it's been going really well. Yesterday we did a mushroom trip, and it didn't hit that hard. We did have some effect, but it wasn't a full-blown trip. But what did happen was we just talked for hours, like just very honest, straight conversation about anything. And it was really good, since it had been a very long time since we were able to talk like this uninterruptedly and so just, so fully and honestly. So it was great. And then we just got exhausted. We were just exhausted after, well, I was. And now it's 5 o'clock, I'm wide awake. Also because, as you can tell, this is nearly broad daylight. Summer is approaching, well, summer is here. Which means the daylight is getting longer and longer. So that's why I'm using the time now, since I'm up. I have nothing else to do. I'm going on a nature trip. And we tried to do a nature trip when we were on mushrooms, but it was just like, no, let's cozy up. And so we spent the day under duvets yesterday. And today, later today, Willow is coming over with the grandparents and her cousin. So now it's turning into a family trip. So I'm trying to get some stuff in that I really want to do, because we've been lazing around, getting high. And because that's what parents do. Responsible parents get high on trips like this, I guess. And I've also we're approaching the spot where I've been collecting sticks. I've been collecting branches like these for some home projects. And yeah, and yesterday we shoved one of these in our car trunk. Dan had to help me with that, because I'm like, no, this is for our nest. We talked about nesting yesterday, and I'm like, dude, this is for our nest. I'm collecting sticks for our nest. And he's like, fine, I'll allow it. You just get cozy in our house. He's so sweet like that. So yeah, so I've been geeking around in nature a little bit when I came out, and I'm gonna share some of these things with you. Flowers, blossoms and all those kind of things that made me very excited to hang around here. Yesterday we saw a lot of faces in the trees, like on the markings of trees. There was like, oh, I see a character, I see a guy. It was fun. And yeah, it's been good. Life's been good, man. So Dan has passed his singing test. Obviously, he's been training long and hard enough for it. We knew he was gonna pass. It was just, you gotta actually go and do it. So we feel like we've both accomplished something not accomplished, but we did something over the last few months. I applied to art school, and Dan did his singing test, and he got immediate feedback. They said congratulations at the end of the test, so he knew he passed, which was right before we left on this weekend, so that was last Wednesday, this Wednesday. And we immediately left on the trip thereafter. We brought a boatload of food, and we still made 2 trips to the local store here to get munch. We were like, munchies! We need more chocolate, we need this, we need that. So we've been pigging out, really. And since starting today, this becomes a family trip, we're like, okay, focus. We're cooking healthier, we're just doing our projects, we're gonna study a little bit today, or practice something, no matter what it is. I'm gonna do something serious. Here's my view so far. Awesome. And I just love hearing the sounds of the birds. This is what I've really been enjoying. I've been hearing sounds that I have never really heard before. There's a certain bird, apparently it makes the noise with its tail. It goes like which is a noise that reminds me of like my childhood. We had like this long plasticky tubes, and you you swing them around really hard, and then they go ooh. It's not the same noise, but that's what it kind of like. Oh, you know, it was a funny type of thing to me. But yeah, and I've been really enjoying the shapes of trees, and just like I've been getting really inspired about things. I'm like, oh, I want to draw this. I'm not gonna draw all said things on this trip right now, but I'm like excited to really study plants more, to like figure out how do the colors work on this. And because the colors here are also different than what I have been experiencing throughout my life, and this is probably the first time that I'm actually observing properly how things look. I mean, look at certain trees. Of the trees, they are very crooked and very gnarly looking things, some of them, and these are examples of it. Also, the trees here don't get very big. I don't have a good example of what some of the highest trees would look like, but okay, so these are like more bushes, but they are actually trees, I think. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna cross this little thing here. I want to show you what's on the other side. Alrighty. There's this really, really nice, soothing river here. Soothing sounds. This is a really cool spot. And this bridge, they tore apart. Because obviously it's not safe to go past beyond this point. You could just stumble into the river, which is something maybe a Lindy would do. Or it would not would do, but it would happen to a Lindy maybe. We don't know. So here we come to 3 bridges over 3 very tiny streams, which is just at the back door of our cabin. That's the one. That's where Dan is still cozy asleep. And I made this trip here yesterday, the same walk I'm doing right now. And yesterday there was a white bird sitting right there on that one. It was like an aquatic bird. It was not a duck, but aquatic bird for sure. And here are its feathers as a remainder of its memory, along with the little poop. I think it's his or hers. Here's a really nice flower. I think it's nice. This reminds me of home. We have these too. This is something we call butterflower. I don't know why, but I have eaten its petals before. I don't know if that really is a thing, but when I was a youngster, they have fooled me. They have maybe fooled me into believing that you could actually eat the things, and that's what I did back in the days when I was a child. And yeah, so I've been just nerding out over these branches. I'm like, I have a very distinct project in my head that I want to do. So I'm like, branches, branches. So I've been collecting and just always looking out where I can get some cool branches and also rocks. Ever since I started doing rock painting, I can't go anywhere without looking at the rocks. Here in Iceland, there's a lot of rocks. Sometimes you find some cool looking lava rocks with like holes in them. This place is great, man, if you want, if you're into nature porn. And then further up, so there's a little golf thing here. It looks pretty abandoned, or like, you know, it hasn't been worked on or renovated in a while. Which is kind of, I mean, these cabins are old. We're at a cabin facility for the people who work for a local gas station. I mean, it's a chain of gas stations. And so Dan's sister's partner, he used to work, he's retired now, he used to work for this company, but he still reaps benefits of it. This is kind of like a good deal if you work for these type of companies, and I'm very excited that this playground is here. I'm very excited to go on the swings with Willow. We've been into it lately. She loves swings, anything that has a type of motion, and I'm gonna try some of these other thingies out with her, maybe like a little, what is that called, like this kind of thingy that goes back and forth. We'll see what her reaction is. In Pittsburgh we have taken her on the slide before. She loved it, but it's been a while, so she's a bit insecure about it still now. But swinging, oh man, like on these type of swings, I just have her in the, I strap her against my chest in the carrier, you know, like baby wearing. She's not a baby anymore, but that's what they call it. And we just go on it together, and we sing songs, and she's just ecstatic. It's great to see her face when we're on a swing together. And I hope one day I can film it for you, because I of course need to hold on to the reins while I'm on the swing. You don't want to fall off with the kid strapped to your chest, or in general, you don't want to fall off. So if I can get Dan to film her face for me at some point, you'll see it. And she's also been going on swings by herself in one of these sort of basket kind of swings. She's great with them. She moves around in them while she's in full swing. You know, she will just like turn around in them. And a lot of times when Willow does something, or we are just like letting her explore and do the things she really wants to do, exploring her body, exploring the tools, I know that this would freak out many parents, or many moms, or many sane adults, maybe. But because we let Willow, ooh, nearly fell down a gap in the road. Because we let her explore so much, she feels safe exploring at her own pace. We never tell her, do not do that, you'll fall, because this diminishes confidence, right? So if you keep hearing, don't do that, you can't do that, you won't have the confidence, right? And you'll try it anyway, because somebody told you, no, don't do that. And the words will be stuck in your head. So this is my theory, why I let Willow just do whatever. Of course, I'm not going to put her on a ledge somewhere that's a, I don't know, 100-foot drop. Duh. I mean, we are responsible in that way, but if it's just like, the other day I caught her on a coffee table. I'm like, okay, she's on the coffee table, cool. Because the speaker was there and she wanted to go to the music, which I get. And so she gets to know what a small table is, and she kind of like stumbled off a little bit, and that's okay, lesson learned. For all the parties involved, I have learned. And Willow has learned. So cool. But yeah, we try not to put any fear into her, because we want her to be brave enough to just go out and feel independent and all of that. And yeah, good times, man, good times. So I've been recording for almost 15 minutes now. I think that's about it. This concludes our talk, I guess, for now. I will try to make some videos of some art project that I'm trying to do here. Keep you in the loop. And maybe some shots of Willow, we'll see. Alright, but until next time, good talk, guys. Bye.